Welcome back to another episode of the Oakland Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 23. Today we get started with Eury Perez making his major league debut. And he will do it at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas against Lance McCullers Jr., who was having a good major league season himself. So we'll see if Eury Perez can get his career off on the right foot, facing Jose Altuve, and he gets him looking at the high heater, 96 miles an hour, his first major league strikeout. Yordan Alvarez, and he will strike out as well. That's two big-time players on the Astros struck out in Eury Perez's first inning. Bucky Carver goes down swinging at the slider away. And that's the sixth strikeout for Lance McCullers to that point. Here's Nick Madrigal with a hit up the middle with two on. That's going to drive in the first run of the ball game. And Nick Madrigal with the first RBI. It'll be Leo Farrell who will strike out, and the throw on to first will get him through the middle of the fourth. Now it's Eury Perez getting the ground ball. Groshans throwing a first. That'll prevent that run from scoring, but it is 1-1 later on. 2-1 Astros, and Leo Farrell up the middle. Look at this play. It's short. Unfortunately, not able to make the play. And it'll be Joe Perez up at the dish against Jose Alvarado trying to get this win. But look at this shot from Joe Perez into the deck up there. And third home run for Joe Perez, going 402 feet over a 100 exit velo. His third of the season will give the Astros an even bigger lead, and that'll bring in Ryan Presley, of course, to close this game out. 37 of 42 on his saves this year. It's Bucky Carver looking to get some offense going, try to bring it back. It's a 3-2 game, but unfortunately it's an easy fly ball for out number one. Nick Madrigal got the first RBI, and he's going to get a base hit here in the top of the ninth with one away to give the A's a chance. Leo Farrell now, and he has been killed on that pitch all day long, and it happens again with another strikeout. So Presley trying to get the job done. Soderstrom hits this one deep straightaway center field. Easy play to make, even though it is deep, and the Astros will take a bare 3-2 win. That was a close one, but that Joe Perez home run was huge, and Brad Hand gets the win. Alvarado actually gets the loss, not Eury Perez. And we will go on to the next game. This one is looking at Gunnar Hoglund, who is having a really good season here at the major league level. 12-3, and unfortunately, there is a leadoff solo shot for Gavin Lux, and then a hit by pitch and two-run home run for Mookie Betts. So now we take a look at some of the highlights of this game, and Chris Taylor goes down with the strikeout. Here's James Outman hitting this one out to Reed Hoffman, who will make the play to get through the middle of the third inning. So Raimel Tapia's got to get some offense started, and he gets this one oppo field and trying to throw this one in. They're not even going to attempt to get Hoffman at the plate because you just can't do it. Leo Farrell comes up to the plate, and he hits this one right past shortstop off of Walker Buehler to bring in another run, make it 4-3. Domingo Acevedo up on the mound, and he will get Cole Young swinging. But with the bases loaded, here's the dribbler onto Iglesias, looking to throw it onto second. They will just get one out on the play, and a run will score. 5-3. Will Smith comes up. This one over to Gibbons in right field. He'll make the play. We're through the middle of the sixth, but the A's are down, and Evan Phillips is coming in. 30 of 32 on save opportunities for him. Can he go ahead and close this thing out? It's Iglesias down the line at third, thrown on to first for an easy out. So it is seeming like it's not going to work out here, but Nick Madrigal has been on fire with these hits, very clutch ones, and he gets himself on first base. That brings up Leo Farrell, and Farrell's going to hit this one high out to right, easy fly ball. Play is made. Brings up Soderstrom. Soderstrom over to second. That's an easy play, but he boots it. And that is just a huge error in this big spot to give Jason Gibbons the ball that will land and score the fourth run of the game. So, A's maybe have more of a chance than you think as JP Feyereisen coming in this game. I'm sorry, that's the best I'm going to do saying that name. And there's Reed Hoffman, into the gap, and that is what we want to see from Mr. Reed Hoffman. That brings home not only the 5th run, but the walk-off winning run, 6-5, and that is what Reed Hoffman did all of last year. It's been a little more rare this season, but he gets the job done. The A's go nuts on the field here at home, and Zach Jackson picks up the win. Evan Phillips with the loss, and in a 2-game set, it ends 1-1. So very good walk-off win there, a dramatic one for Reed Hoffman. That'll send us to Detroit at Comerica Park, where Casey Mize takes the mound. 4.15 ERA for him on the season. Not the greatest, but his whip isn't horrible. And he will oppose Jose Suarez, who gets the strikeout there to end the 3rd inning. Suarez dealing it all day. So is Casey Mize as he gets Soderstrom here on the easy ground ball that will get through the middle of the 7th. Joey Wentz comes into the game now, and he's done, a job. 4.44 ERA for him. Here is Reggie Rossi up at the plate, and that is a double play ball. Turned easily and gets Raimel Tapia to the plate, who will ground this one easily to second base, thrown out at first base. And we are going to the bottom of the 8th, where Jose Suarez is still pitching. And that one right there is one that should take him out of the game. All the way to the corner, easy double for Detroit and Henry Franco. So with Suarez giving that up, in comes Jose Alvarado. Alvarado's had some really good games and some really tough ones. He's better against lefties, but here's Vierling, a righty, and Madrigal's got a range back there on this fly ball, and he will make the catch to end the 8th. We go to the 9th, still scoreless. Bucky Carver gets this one to land in left field, right in front of the outfielder, and that puts him on first with one away. Jose Iglesias dribbling one on to short. They won't even go for Bucky. They'll take the easy out at first base and get Iglesias. Madrigal, can he keep being clutch? Yes, he can. He gets this one in center, and that is Bucky attempting to come home and easily will do so without a throw. I'll bring up Leo Farrell, who will hit this one to center. That one is caught. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. Chance to close this thing out for Roy McBride, who's 1-1 on his opportunities for the season since the trade away of Dylan Floro, and letting him come in as closer. But facing Riley Green, he gives up an absolute rocket ship. That one barely over the wall for Riley Green, but it will be his 9th home run of the season and tie the ball game at 1. Then McBride gets Kerry Carpenter looking. That dude wasn't even trying to hit the ball. Here's Austin Meadows with a fly ball out to Reggie Rossi. That one is caught. He had to go on a long run for that one, but he did it. Jace Jung, this one back towards Farrell. Farrell back a few steps, and we are through the 9th. So in a game that was scoreless till the 9th, we're tied at 1, going to extras. Jason Givens up at the plate, and this one, tough play to make, but a nice little flip there, and they will get Jason Givens. So Reggie Rossi now with the extra runner on 3rd and 2 away. Easy pop-up over to second base. So we're going to the bottom of the 10th. Chance to walk it off for Detroit. It's Javi Baez, and his woes are very well documented by Tigers fans as he is out. And the throw to 3rd, not in time, so they do get the extra runner to 3rd with only 1 out. Here's Jake Rogers into center field. Tapia will make this catch. They're going to try to bring the runner home, and Soderstrom makes an amazing play. What a way to get the tag on it. We take another look. Tapia with the throw. It's a little errant, but look at Soderstrom getting the tag applied. That'll bring up Tapia, who takes a nice walk to begin the 11th. Seth Brown comes up, and this is a dribbler down to first base. They're going to go to second. They can't get him. So now it's bases bomb for Bucky Carver, and Bucky's going to hit this thing right to center field. And that is going to drive in not just one Oakland A, but 2 of them. 3-1 game with corners, and now the Tigers got to go to the pen again. They're bringing in Brett Martin, who has an 8.44 ERA in 17 appearances. That is not good. Here's Jose Iglesias. This is a flare out to right field. That is caught. The tag-up attempt coming on home, and the plate is blocked. He's out. That's a double play in the most unconventional way. That'll bring up Nick Madrigal. This time, not the clutch hits we've become used to so far in this episode. We're going to the bottom of the 11th where Domingo Acevedo is 0 for 1 in save opportunities he was given. He's going to get another chance here, though. And this one is a shot right up the middle. Farrell can't get there. Tapia the throw home, and this time, no magic from Soderstrom as the Tigers do score a run there. 3-2 now with John Valente up at the plate. Givens makes the catch, and the runner will retreat back to first. Still 1-on-1 away for Matt Vierling. Vierling hits this one deep out to left field. Reggie Rossi is there to make the play for out number 2. Again, runner retreating. No tag-ups here. Riley Green hit the home run earlier, but this time down the line to Brown, thrown on to second, and the Athletics will take the game 3-2. They made it more dramatic than it needed to be, but Roy McBride will get the win instead of the save. Acevedo will pick up the save, and it was another 2-game set that ended in a 1-1 tie. That brings us to Globe Life Field. Remember how Jack Leiter lit us up last time, and he's 5-1 on the season now with under a 4 ERA. In the first inning, he gets Carver looking, but there's bad news for Texas. He would not return to the ball game. Shintaro Fujinami getting the start for Oakland, a 3-13 record on the season, a 4.55 ERA, but getting the run support today. Look at Tyler Soderstrom out to left field, off the wall, and he will clear the bases off of Noah Syndergaard, who came in to replace Leiter, and this one's down in center field as well by Jason Givens. That's going to go ahead and score Soderstrom 3-0. Reed Hoffman comes up to the plate and somehow finds a way to reach out and hit it. 2 on, 1 away against Noah Syndergaard. That brings up Tapia, who takes this one into right field, and that is going to put runners on every base. We are loaded up for Seth Brown, who launches this thing out to center field. It is gone. That thing was gone as soon as it hit the bat. A grand salami. How about a salami sandwich for his 23rd of the season? And then he comes up again in the top of the 5th, and he puts this thing in the gap for another ribby, as if those 4 weren't enough. A 10-2 game would end 11-2. Fujinami gets his 4th win of the year. Jack Leiter actually ends up with the loss. So, Oakland Athletics in Minnesota looking to avoid a sweep. Do not want to get swept. A couple of close games in the first 2 of the series, and Blake Snell on the mound for the Twins. He's not having his greatest season. He hasn't really been the same Blake Snell since he left the Rays anyway. Eury Perez has started off really well in his career, but it hasn't amounted to him picking up a win. He's still looking for that first win, and you can see it in his eyes. Striking out Bader, striking out Nick Gordon, getting those first 2 strikeouts of the ball game. Runners on the corners, and Jason Givens just cannot deliver in the middle of the second inning. Here is Christian Vasquez. He goes down looking as Eury Perez just kind of on today. Unfortunately, gave up 3. Here's Yasmani Grandal in the top of the 8th inning. This is a fly ball out to right. The A's just couldn't score either, so not a big help. Here's Jose Miranda as Zach Jackson gets him looking with runners on the corners. Now with 2 gone, Max Kepler will go ahead and swing through for strike 3, and that's the end of the 8th. But Joan Duran in to try to close this thing out and pick up his 31st save of the year. Bucky Carver with the swing and the miss, throw down to first for the out. Bucky Carver goes down, so Raimel Tapia up at the plate now, and he Tapia's this one over to first. Easy play to make. 2 away for Leo Farrell, who swings through. And Duran, just an impressive performance to get the closing save there. His 31st of the year. Eury Perez, 0-2, but he's not pitching bad here in the majors. What do you think of Eury? Let me know in the comments section below. With the Athletics at 53-76 and playoffs a very near impossibility, we take a look at some teams that actually are playing well. The AAA squad, Las Vegas Aviators, are 2 games behind the Sacramento Wildcats, with Curtis Ellis and Dino Valenzuela leading their rotation. Closer Damon Stahl has picked up 38 saves with a 129 whip and a 291 ERA. As for hitters, Daniel Gonzalez is hitting 271 with 11 bombs. Sherton Apostle hit 21 dongs and drove in 72 runs thus far. Lots of players swipe double-digit bags on the team. The biggest disappointment for me personally is Kenny Stevens, our first-round draft pick, only hitting 266 with 9 dongs. Those Aviators have 6 games coming up next episode against those Wildcats. The AA Midland Rockhounds are 35-15 in the second half and 6 games up on the San Antonio Missions. Manuel Tavares is raking .332 with 16 bombs and 65 ribs. Every other hitter is about average at best, but what the Rockhounds really have going for them is mostly top-notch pitching. Only Francisco Morales has over a 4 ERA, as Krause, Malone, Feliciano, even the injured Medina have all looked really good. Joey Estes has been the only shaky reliever in the entire club, and Damon Lucero's been good, closing 9 games in his 9 2/3 innings. Jebediah Pimpersheem has also been wonderful as the setup man. Those Rockhounds will play a game against the San Antonio Missions that could all but lock up the division title. All that coming up in next episode. Do you believe that the Aviators, the Rockhounds, both of them or none of them, can win a title? Let me know in the comments section below. I hope you are enjoying this series. Please hit that like button if you are, and subscribe if you're not already. Thank you, channel members, for all that extra support, and if no one has told you all today, I love you, FG fam.